stress and anxiety are on the rise, a decent night's sleep is a luxury for many people.
As little as 4 hours broken sleep per night.
Not alone, sleep experts say there's a rise in insomnia.
32% of Australians suffer insomnia. 45% rate their sleep patterns as average, and only 7% describe their sleep habits as excellent.
My major design project is focused on sleep, specifically designing a product to help address the issues that children and teenagers face with getting to sleep and staying asleep. 2 out of 5 children and adolescents have trouble with their sleep, with 7 out of 10 teenagers not getting enough sleep. Out of the general population, 60% of people have trouble with their sleep 3 or more times a week. It's such a major problem, and I've also been personally affected by sleep problems, with a family member suffering from quite bad insomnia, which has degraded the quality of their life. Identifying sleep issues with children as a genuine need in society, I spoke to experts and those in the target market.
Insomnia is just an inability to get to sleep, which is often caused by stress. There are so many kids who have sleep anxiety because a lot of kids will go and get in their parents' bed.
I narrowed in a target market of children to teenagers who struggle with sleep. They often put a huge burden on many around them, especially parents who are forced to co-sleep, and their sleep quality is invariably interrupted. I was able to survey a cohort of 122 people, primarily teenagers and children, and found that 70% of participants got less than the recommended 8 hours or more sleep per night, and almost 50% reported having problems getting to sleep more than once a week. Some of the possible ideas that I thought might be able to solve the problem was a pillow, a TED, and a sleeping pod. I ended up choosing to design a monkey with robotic components that I have called Cuddle and Comfort Chimp. To design the monkey, I had to do a lot of research first on the problem itself, then on the robotic mechanisms that I could use. The outcome of the research was that I determined the robot should be likable, cuddly, and feel reassuring by being able to be hugged or squeezed to relieve anxiety or other desires for physical touch.
If sleep is such a pressing issue, shouldn't there be a good product already?
Well, I did a lot of existing product and academic research to see if there were any products that are effective for children and adolescents to help them fall asleep. What I found was while numerous products target infants or adults, few options exist for the middle range demographic, despite the high prevalence of sleep difficulties in this age group, and no products exist that are clinically effective. I consulted families with children suffering from sleep issues and spoke to sleep experts. They highlighted common alternatives, each with notable limitations. The first is medication, pharmaceutical and herbal, often including melatonin. However, melatonin shows limited effectiveness for chronic sleep issues in children and adolescents and does not address underlying causes of sleep anxiety. The second is noise-making devices and other simple sleep aids like weighted blankets and large cuddly toy products. These can be fairly helpful for mild sleep issues by promoting comfort and relaxation. There are products which promote specific types of sound, but these do not affect sleep. For individuals with more severe or chronic sleep problems, these aids are generally ineffective as they do not address the deeper needs for relaxation and a stressless sleep onset. The third category are distraction devices, which include this otter with a mechanism in the chest that moves to mimic breathing. There's a lot of different breathing devices like this which exist, and they're mainly targeted to babies. For this reason, the breathing rate of these devices is too fast to offer any calming effects. My primary research also showed that kids find them uncomfortable to hug because of the plastic construction and they're too small. The fourth category are sleep trackers, which are fairly accurate but don't help in improving sleep and can even increase anxiety about sleep quality. The fifth is meditation aids and apps. Meditation requires learned concentration skills, which are challenging especially for children with sleep problems, often making these aids impractical and unapplicable for a long term. The last product, which is most similar to my solution, is the patented Somnox sleep robot. The product information states that it lowers the breathing rate of the user and calms them through a breathing motion which is a moving plate in the body of the robot. While asserting that Somnox is science-backed, more than one publicly available study has shown that Somnox doesn't improve the symptoms of insomnia. The product can also play music and noise, but has limited functionality. It is not visually appealing or suited to kids as it is a clinically shaped white bean that is arguably uncomfortable to hug and noisy when in use. For this reason, there's a lot that can be improved upon to make a more innovative device as an effective sleep aid. Other baby-targeted products like the Lula doll, which could help with younger children struggling with moving away from co-sleeping, but really aren't relevant for adolescents. So, what makes my solution different, innovative, and necessary? As outlined, families face challenges in finding effective, evidence-based solutions for children and adolescents with sleep difficulties. My solution addresses this gap by providing a targeted, evidence-supported approach for this demographic. It incorporates several innovative features that differentiate it from existing products on the market. Size. It is designed to be larger and ergonomically suited to the physical size of children and adolescents. My device is also more reassuring than any other solution on the market. It has arms which hug the user, making them feel comforted, and has a soft, cuddly design without any hard plastics. The device is more robotically intelligent than other breathing products as it reacts to the user's breathing rate, breathing at an appropriate and comforting tempo with a silent mechanism. The visually appealing and cute design is tailored for adolescents, enhancing the user comfort and usability compared to other more basic and visually clinical products for adults. The cost of this device is also significantly lower than therapy treatments like CBT. My material research led me towards using soft robotics in the robot, which are a type of components that are compliant and flexible, perfect for safe use with kids and very near to the user. I also learned about all the programming algorithms that I would need to implement to record the breathing rate of the user using what is called a moving average filter to smooth out inconsistencies. Applying this research, I made multiple prototypes of the soft robotic arms, trying out 3 different ideas, including a fiber-reinforced actuator, a pneumatic network actuator, and a tendon-driven actuator. In order to do this, I had to spend a lot of time doing some CAD and 3D modeling, which enabled me to 3D print custom mold designs. Each actuator took about a week and a half of work, doing pours and ensuring the model had no air leakage, which was a big challenge as one pinhole could ruin the actuator. I also made 5 prototypes of the breathing motion mechanism, starting with a broad series of prototypes that enabled me to narrow down on using a motor and cam as the most effective method of creating a breath-like motion. I then made numerous iterations on this idea, ensuring it was the best possible design that could go inside the monkey. Making the product was a challenge and it required a lot of sewing. Learning programming, CAD, 3D printing, silicon mold making, casting, and some high-end soldering and electronics design to make an integrated single circuit board that could produce all the functions that I wanted. The final product features a few key features, including arms that offer you a gentle hug and make you feel reassured. There's also a force sensor in the chest that means if you hug the monkey, it'll hug you back with the arms. A chest that breathes calmly, simulating a human or pet breathing. This breathing sympathetically helps lower your breathing rate and subconsciously helps you feel relaxed. A CO2 sensor in the head of the monkey also measures your breathing rate, attempting to match it with the movement of the breathing motion. It is best used while sleeping on your side, but it's also effective if you prefer to sleep on your back. Testing my product with several of the target market, both children and parents suffering from sleep problems, I got some really positive feedback. My first test subjects were Jasmine and Tom, who absolutely adored the monkey and were immediately drawn to it, hugging it like a best friend. They tried lying down with it and sleeping next to it and found it very comfortable and reassuring. Also speaking to 2 other girls who tested the product, they said it was comfy, cute, and they would be up to sleeping beside it to try it out.
The challenges of co-sleeping, I often have worse sleep and will wake up feeling tired in the morning as a result. So this is pretty amazing. First thoughts, it's super cuddly, which is important. It's comfortable, it's nice. I can see a little person holding this throughout the night, which is great. And it's pretty amazing that it's got that kind of breathing movement happening in the chest. I can imagine that'd be really helpful for a good night's sleep. Is he giving you cuddles?
Do you like the monkey? Oh. I was able to reconnect with sleep expert Lisa Maltman.
I think the device will be amazing. I think the soft toy, the fact that it's got the breathing mechanism is amazing. So many families need this. A lot of children are going to bed with their pets, and because they want that reassurance if they've got a bit of anxiety. But the pets move around and actually wake you up, being the chimp, and the fact that chimps have arms anyway. and they're very like us in terms of always wanting to hug. So I think aesthetically it's great.